Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr.
Hello, America, and thanks for coming. My name is Stony. What's yours?
Hi, it's Jamal.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Yeah.
Minus
the check-in moment.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Our thoughts and love are with Brittany.
Yes. So, unfortunately, this week, I was expecting not to be hosting because Seth was going to be back. However, a turn of events happened and Seth has been detained at the airport because he was trying to smuggle in peaches into the U.S.
Oh, no. So there was an issue at customs.
Yeah, they're like, why do you need all these peaches?
Those are some sensitive queens, too.
I don't understand, why this happened, but Seth is stuck in Italy with, a bushel of peaches.
This was planned.
Wait, you guys, I'm actually here.
Oh, what?
Seth is here.
I'm really here. I made it back just in time for recording. I know we had a firm time set on this Saturday to record, and I made it just in time somehow.
Oh my gosh, you snuck right into the Skype meeting. We had no idea you were here.
Yeah, and I brought my peaches with me, so don't you worry about that.
Oh, they allowed them in?
Yeah, well, it turns out you just have to can them first, because peaches come from a can, and they're produced in a factory downtown.
Oh, manufactured tea.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really messy with all the syrup in the can and stuff. I don't know.
Well, there's something you can do. Well, I'll let you guys imagine.
I don't know. Maybe the syrup is
don't let my imagination run wild.
I think the syrup would maybe be like a lubricant or something. I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but now that we're there. But no, you guys, I'm back and I'm fully ready to take over the hosting duties. I think that Stoney and Jamal did a really good job while I was gone. So thank you guys for holding down the fort.
Of course, Queen. We hope we did not let you down.
No, you guys did a good job. And also I wanted to thank Nikki from Nikki Needs an Adult because I really enjoyed listening to her on the podcast with you guys as a guest. I think she did a really good job.
Yeah, so fun having Nikki on. It's always a fun kiki with Nikki. I hope we get to meet in person this summer.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to meet Nikki, and we'll definitely have to do some more collabs with her because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm jealous I didn't get to collab with her, so we have to do that again.
For sure. We'll get it on the books.
Yes. Wow. So it's been a solid couple weeks since I've done this. I remember listening to Stoney being like, I'm not sure if I can do this. So I kind of feel the same way right now because I'm out of practice.
No, whatever. You naturally fell into that role. So it'll be easy for you. It's just going to be catching up.
Yeah. If I think I could be able to do it just fine. I'm feeling a little bit out of whack because I've jet lagged to all hell. I've been awake since 2 a.m. It's now 9:30 in the morning on the day that we're filming this.
That's the worst. I've never been impacted by jet lag like that, but I've had a couple moments that were particularly rough, so I feel for you.
Yeah, she's a real bitch. But I was like, you guys, we need to start recording before my window hits and I have to take a nap.
Seth's like, are you available now? I'm like, I just parked at the gym. I'll just be real quick.
BRB. Oh, man. Yeah, literally I got home yesterday. I ate Taco Bell and passed the fuck out for the rest of the day.
How many hours of travel was that between, did you leave from Milan, was it?
Yeah, I left from Milan. My airplane took off at 6:40, so I had to catch a shuttle to the airport that left at 4:30. And then I was awake at 3:30 to make, shower and get ready. And
oh my gosh.
I was up at 3:30 and then I landed at 11:30 Seattle time, which is God, math hard, is somewhere around 8 or 9 in Italy time. So it was basically 15 hours of travel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it's The Amazing Race.
For real. I bitch about flying back to Alaska. That's 8 hours total, but that's a lot.
Yeah. Flying back from Amsterdam to Seattle was 8 hours. So I feel you on that Alaska trip, but I also had to fly Milan to Amsterdam first. So
Yeah. I mean, it's all worth it. But like we were just talking before we hit record about like we want to go to Australia. I would love to go to Japan. Like a couple of our good friends, they were actually over in Japan recently. And it's like, those are like 17, 18-hour flights. But you know what? I'm just going to take me a nice happy Xanax and pass the fuck out because I want to see it.
hell yeah. That'd be really fun. Spain's definitely on the list, and London for sure. Like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna go back. I'm ready to go back to Italy and France, but I mean, I've done that already, so maybe I need to like try something new. We'll see.
Stoney and I will be in Europe one of these days, and I'll be drinking all of the beer. Hashtag not low carb.
Hashtag we're on the high carb, low fat diet now.
New year, new me.
New year, new me. What's a carb got to do with it?
Oh my gosh, that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, girl. Trademark. Copyright that shit. That is our intellectual property.
Yes.
Oh, man. What's going on with you guys, though? What have you guys been up to this last week?
So I've just been busy admiring my new tattoo. She's very itchy right now. It's very hard not to touch it and scratch it. But super happy with it. The swelling has gone down. It looks really good. Yay, new ink. Work's been easy, been working out still. The weather's finally getting nice in Indy, so I can finally go on walks. That's been amazing. And Stoney's even gotten to like walk Reynolds a couple times on lunch, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been like, I don't know. My new job that I started in January, it's like right down the road from where I live. So basically I've been able to come home for lunch like every day and take the dog on a walk during lunch. And it's just like
Wow.
refreshing because I can just like come home, like get a walk outside and like get some fresh air. So if I'm like stressed in the morning, it's kind of like a reset for me. So yeah.
Any stress he's experiencing in the morning is not due to me, by the way.
Oh, baby.
I'm already gone.
Stoney's staring at Jamal for those of you that can't see this podcast.
No, the stress is work inflicted only.
Just wait till it's like balls hot in July, like in Indiana, and there's like humidity and you're like sweating through your shirt when you get back to the office.
Ugh, you mean Pride? Yeah, that's coming
Yeah, I'll
up.
be like, I sweated everything out, all the stress and everything.
And they're like, that's great, but you need to go home because you smell awful. And it looks like you just went to the pool. Oh, God. Well, sounds like you guys had a really nice week. Why don't we go ahead and get into the show so we can get to like the real fun, girl?
Yes, Drag
Let's
Race.
do it,
The
queen.
team is back.
All right, you guys, welcome back. We are going to talk to you in this Honest Tea Spill of the Week about Season 11, Episode 6. We are a third of the way through the season. There are still 10 queens here.
9 or 10?
Well,
it's like a size small at Buffalo
yeah,
Wild
10 in
Wings.
this episode. There'll be 9 left after Scarlet leaves.
Gotcha. Okay.
God, spoiler alert, Stoney. Jesus.
We just dove right into it. My slow ass. Sorry.
Episode over. That's how you fucking host a podcast.
All right. Well, that was the episode, you guys. It was really awesome to be back. I really had a great time. So I hope you guys enjoy listening this week. We'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye. Wow, hosting's so easy. I don't know what Stoney's complaining about. Okay. For real. Okay, yeah. So there are 10 queens left still. It's basically a full All-Stars cast roster left.
Yeah. Like this season's just speeding on by. Like we were on the couch rewatching earlier and we were just like, wow, like that's already episode 6.
Yeah.
I feel like it just started.
Well, we still have like 3 more months of episodes because we have like 10 queens left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because last time I feel like it didn't end until June. So we still have like basically 2 full months left of Drag Race because they're going to drag this shit out forever, girl.
I know.
Oh, Mama Roo.
I know. She gets no rest for the wicked, and she has a talk show coming out and a podcast. Like, I don't know how she does all this.
My God. There's no time. But, Beyonce only has 24 hours in a day. So Rue clearly is making it work somehow.
Yes. And Michelle's always there to tell her, don't fuck it up. All right. So for this episode, we, of course, are starting. Ariel Versace has left the building. R.I.P. girl.
She's gone. My Ariel, she's not with us anymore. I'm proud of her. I thought she did well. She just kind of got stuck in trying to be the brand. I think her What You Packin' touched on that very well. You can get onto the show and decide to show your brand, or you can show the world who you are. And I think that she just needs to show us a little more of who she is, and her longevity will continue.
Right. And I did watch a conspiracy theory video about Ariel, about how actually, who was she who lip sync against Suga, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that terrible outfit.
So the conspiracy theory was Suga was actually supposed to go home, but then because Ariel fell, like they had to eliminate her.
No, I think
I feel like Rue would have I don't know.
That's just false tea.
I just feel like Ariel, we saw everything we needed to see from her.
All the
she
outfits,
wasn't doing anything different week to week, so it's I just felt like, I don't know.
I love Ariel, but all of the looks were looking the same. We were getting kind of repeat wig moments, which is fine, but try to style it a little differently. I don't know. Her face was always beat. That's nothing new.
There was nothing in challenges that she was doing that was
they want to see the growth
that I needed to see more from her.
That's right.
Yeah, I liked her personality though. She's a fun girl to watch, just talk and watch her just hang out.
Yeah, I feel like Ariel and I could be best friends.
I watched her. She was at the Roscoe's viewing party on the week that she was eliminated. She was there with Mayhem and Ms. Cracker, and that was really fun to watch.
Oh, I need to go back and watch that. I saw the Instagram pictures and the quick Insta stories. I didn't watch any of the performances though.
Yeah, it was. I didn't watch the performances that they did. Usually, I just like to watch their commentary, and their Q&A is really usually interesting too. But it was really funny because Mayhem was always shitting on all of the current girls, and Ariel's I'm right here. She's fuck my drag, right?
That's funny.
But it was funny. But yeah, so Ariel's gone, unfortunately. We kind of start the next episode in the workroom where they're just all chatting after the elimination, and we immediately start with Evie versus Vanjie again, and they're kind of going back and forth about it.
Yeah, so basically, Evie gets real turned deep down inside when any of these queens are if I have to lip sync for my life, or if I have to basically float to the end, that's fine. No, Evie is not here for that. She wants you to work hard, take the notes, take the critiques, and apply the changes and do better. She's not here for anybody that sounds like they're making an excuse. Now, on the flip side, these queens, I get what they're saying, right? If they land in the bottom, they are prepared to do whatever they need to survive. But Evie views it as, why even think that? Why even manifest that? Just do well and do your best.
Yeah, I think Akaria had a point, though, because, I get what Akaria was trying to say, because she was well, I mean, Vanjie, she can only wear, what she has brought. If she, maybe she's not good at sewing, so she can't just, sew a whole new outfit or whatever to give a different silhouette that they're wanting or whatever. So, I get that, too, but, I get both sides of it. Evie's right, too.
Yeah, because this is Drag Race. You can give us the same silhouette, and sure, you cannot know how to sew, but if you're in season 11 and you're a returnee, you should at least know how to put together a different shape or two or three.
Yeah. It makes sense what Akaria said, but at the same time, I'm kind of living for Evie because she's basically if somebody put a fan on the show that was just commentating on it, Stop making excuses, bitch. She's just there
Evie
for
is
us.
Drag Race Reddit.
Like, I need Evie to like just keep doing what she's doing, basically.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, for sure. So the next day in the workroom, Plastique immediately starts the shade of the episode and says to Silky, "How do you feel about being in the bottom 3 last week?"
Just right off the bat, like, girl, here's your coffee, here's your bagel. Oh, so you were shit last week. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. And then Evie was like saying, "Oh yeah, keep your crutch on Eveline," and like saying like, "Oh, well, at least I was pretty," or something like that. But you had 2 other looks. Like, what about your other looks? Why weren't they good? And I forgot what I was watching. Maybe it was like the pit stop, and they were like, yeah, like she could have had a tail on her unicorn look. Like her unicorn blended into her forehead. It was hard to even see her horn.
I mean, you're a unicorn. Like, maybe it's just because I got like a Harry Potter tattoo a week ago, but like, show me the goddamn horn. Like, unicorn what?
Yeah. I mean,
Give me a full erection, bitch.
It was a terrible look. I don't want to gloss over one thing though that happened where at the end of like the intro where Silky was talking about Evie and basically said she only gives you spooky tea. I was just like, that's hilarious. Like, I couldn't stop
the
laughing.
bitch only gives you spooky tea.
Yeah, like
it's literally season 4 all over again.
I fucking love that though. That was my favorite part of the episode, to be honest.
So good.
Yeah, girl. Evie says, to Silky that she's ready to send her pack in. Also, that was kind of fun. But now that we're talking about her looks, what I really want to know about Silky's workroom look today is why the whole front of her shirt was wet. So that was what I was really curious about.
Girl, I hope it was coffee and not cum. Like, what was
I
she
don't know.
doing?
I think
Maybe she has some titty sweat.
I don't think it was sweat. It looked like somebody spilt a drink. Like maybe she spilt her drink on herself. I don't know.
Maybe it was coffee.
I don't know. It was questionable. I'm like, what's happening here?
I can appreciate a good head wrap moment though, because sometimes it bees like that. Like, you just need to get that good moisturizer in and go to work.
Yeah, girl. Well, at the Roscoe's Q&A, they asked I believe it was a black queen asking the girls that were up on the stage. She's like, so let's be real honest. They were like, who's like, I forgot how they worded it. It was like, whose hair was more crunchy, like Silky's or the Vixen's?
Oh no.
And then Ms. Cracker and Ariel were like, I think we're just gonna let Mayhem answer this.
Good call, girls. Good job.
And so I don't know. That just reminded me of that from the video. But
that's funny. I love a woke queen.
Yeah. So to start the episode off, they get 15 minutes to get into quick workout drag. So they have the guest, Love Connie, who personally I don't think I'm familiar with. I don't know if you guys knew who she was before this episode.
So the only place that we recognized her was that she was in Alaska's video for hair.
This is my hair.
This is my hair video.
And your makeup is terrible.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we kept saying, like, we don't...
Yeah.
Because I kept seeing her, and I was like, I've seen her somewhere. And then Jamal's like, she was in the Alaska video. This is my hair.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to go rewatch that to check her out. It's been a while since I've watched the music video.
Yeah, no shade, no tea. She's lost weight, so she like looks more fit on the episode that we just watched, but she doesn't look bad in the Alaska videos. I just immediately knew who she was with like her face beat and her wig style. I was like, oh, yeah. I've seen her in Alaska videos.
There you go. Well, I'm glad that you put it together because I was like not there. I was like, man, I don't know, like she has an interesting look without being too shady.
yeah, I get it.
And I was really loving this workout challenge until Rue used Love Connie's leg as an air guitar. I was like, this is so tragic. I feel offended, and I'm not here for it.
I feel like it was a little bit of a reach, but, Rue must have been in an extra good mood. He was willing to touch other people and interact. Yeah. So
it was weird.
Yeah, it was odd. Love you, Mom.
Rue was down low drunk before recording the segment.
She had one of them good gummies before taping.
Yeah, girl. So the workout challenge was interesting. Basically, they just had all the girls follow Love Connie's instructions, and then they did solos while she read them. And yeah, I mean, obviously the standouts were Akira and Plastique won, but I also think Evie was. I don't want to discredit Akira because I did like her little solo, but I think Evie was maybe a little bit more deserving. I don't know.
I feel the same way. Not just because of the flips, like that's an added bonus, but Evie just brings like this energy that you haven't seen to every challenge, and it's like it's never the same. You're never fully satiated with Evie, and I love that about her. It's like you always want more. You never know what you're gonna get. And as soon as her solo was over, I was like, "Holy shit! Can we like rewind? Can we do it again?"
I mean,
yeah.
When I was watching it, like I thought, like when she was doing those flips, like I thought I was like playing more Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
What is going on right now?
I appreciate that.
Definitely. So I don't know. Akira's was really good too. Maybe they just didn't want to give it to the two girls that were like doing the most, like flips and shablams, but whatever. I still think Akira was one of the top, performers in that for me also still. So I can't really be too mad at it.
No, I agree. And, I was living for Plastique's wig, so I'll give her that.
It was a very typical Plastique wig. The one wig that she brought.
In the words of Alaska Thunderfuck, T.
This is my hair. I don't wear wigs. Yeah, so then that was kind of it for the mini challenge. For the main challenge, I don't think we're going to get into too many details because... we're not going to like pick apart like little details. You can get that in other RuPaul's podcasts for sure, and like All Right Mary or whatever you want to do. But we will talk about each team a little bit and kind of give our thoughts on the performances. So the main challenge this week is to have an international Draglympics where they'll be doing a floor routine with fanography, shablams, and voguing.
Yes.
And they announced that the guests this week are going to be, it will be choreographed by Travis Wall.
Mm-hmm.
And who I have seen when I used to work on So You Think You Can Dance, and he's a cutie, so I was happy to see him on TV again.
He's so adorable.
He
so
is.
Adorable.
So I think Stoney's rolling his eyes. I can't tell. Maybe the video's pixelated.
No, I wasn't rolling my eyes.
Stoney actually just fell asleep.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this like non-hosting thing, so I'm just like...
You guys just do your thing, girl.
He's over here cutting up cucumbers to place on his eyes.
Yeah, he's got a full face mask on.
He's got his oatmeal resting for the mask.
Yeah. He's like, he has his little macarons, like, just nibbling away at them and
oh, look,
enjoying his life.
Here comes the umbrella drink.
Oh, a Mai Tai. Wow, you're really treating yourself, girl.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so those were the guests. Adam Rapon was there, I guess, for moral support. And then I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Evie's reaction to Adam Rapon because we feel you, girl. We're like right there.
Yeah.
She shoves all of her fingers in her mouth.
Evie nails it, doesn't she?
Oh, that was funny.
Yes, girl.
So in rehearsal, Brooklyn asks if Silky and Evie will be able to, be co-teammates since they got into it a little bit during the morning round table. And I thought it was really interesting. Evie's like basically like just looks at Silky and is like, well...
This is up to you, bitch. Like, they're playing Foursquare, right? And you don't know what kind of bounce that bitch is about to throw. And they're just like staring into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
I like Evie's game. Like, it's not too much. I think it's an honest game. Like, she's calling everybody out when appropriate. And not everybody knows how to handle that. I do like Silky, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely more of an Evie in my everyday life, so I just relate.
I mean, I appreciate Evie calling everyone out, so I think it's fine.
It's so fine.
I thought it was also interesting to hear how much Nikki dislikes Silky, and I was like, wow, she's like really going in last week.
Nikki she's not here for Silky, y'all.
She also didn't like Scarlet, and I was like sad.
Well, I mean, I did say that she was the filler queen, and I was right, but whatever. So
whatever. We're pretty much like Drag Race oracles at this point. Between the three of us, like we've called a lot of shit that has come to fruition.
Yeah, but I'm over Silky for sure. But I'm just at this stage now. I'm just like I just roll my eyes whenever she talks.
The bitch only
like,
gives
okay,
you
girl.
spooky tea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That spooky tea line that earned her another few episodes for me. So
It was fun.
I was able to tolerate her until Untucked, and then I was like, I'm over her again.
I feel it.
But yeah, anyways, not to hate on Silky too much. Everyone can like whoever they like. She's just not for me.
There you go.
Silky was struggling a little bit in the rehearsals, in the dance rehearsals. She was like definitely trying to tear it up. Actually though, she ripped her shirt in the rehearsals. Like, how did that happen?
Is that what she was chewing on?
Like, there was a hole in her back, on the back side of her shirt.
Okay, there's a lot going on with Silky in rehearsal. I wasn't sure like what she was chewing on at one point and then where the hole came from. But,
Yeah.
I guess it shows she works hard.
She worked so hard. She split a hole in a spot in the back of her shirt that completely doesn't make sense for a hole to rip in. Okay. Fantastic. She worked real hard. I think a lot of the girls were having trouble, though, just in general for the rehearsal because they were giving them pretty challenging choreography. It was a lot to remember.
I tweeted that. It was like, is it me or is this choreography mad hard? Yeah, it looked really difficult.
This is like shit Beyonce takes like months to perfect, and they had to do it in like 2 days.
Yeah, this is definitely some formation-ass tour choreo.
yeah, I agree. I thought it was very complicated, and I'm like somebody like that can't dance, so I'm very similar to Scarlet.
To Scarlet.
So I definitely felt her pain. Like I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Poor Scarlet. Like, I felt bad for her. She was trying her best.
This comes out later too, and we'll get into it later, but props to Scarlett because she can take a note and a critique so well. A lot of you need to look at Scarlett's performance this episode and how she received notes and apply it to like how you are at work and with your relationships and hearing other people, because it was just a class act. I was impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll talk, maybe, Jamal said we'll talk about later, but she really was able to handle criticism in a way that I probably would not have. Maybe I would have reacted in a similar way to Raja. However, Raja just needs to sit the fuck down because she got called out by one girl, not the whole cast. So
basically,
anyways, we'll save that for Untucked, girl. So also Travis pulls Evie to the side to ask, what's going on. And this is kind of where we get introduced to her joint condition actually affecting her more. We've kind of heard her talk about it a little bit, but I thought that it was really admirable that she didn't want to use her condition as a crutch. Like, you can tell she really wants to be in the competition.
I love that because I get it. Like, people, it's almost like you don't mean to use it as a crutch. Like, it's not your intention at all. You're just telling someone something about you. But the way the world will process it is, oh, this person is sick and they need a little extra help. Let's give them a pass. And that's not what Evie's looking for. So definitely super commendable, highly respectable. I just fall in love with Evie and a couple of the other queens more and more each week.
Yeah.
I liked hearing more about just the condition and all that. Like, it
How it
sucks
works.
that it happens like to her. Like, I hope that she's not like injured permanently on the episode, or on the season. But I don't know. Like, obviously, she's like doing her best to like not make it like an issue, right? Like, she's just like fighting through the pain and like just moving forward. So like that's really awesome.
Yeah. She's not trying to Eureka her way out of the competition.
Right. And she said that she's a fast healer. And, I'm sure Evie knows her body. So I feel like she's going to bring the heat next week.
Yeah, definitely. I was really kind of worried that she was like, being like really brave and kind of hiding a lot of the pain, and that, in a couple episodes, maybe she would have to leave. So I'm really, 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 really hoping that doesn't happen and that she gets to finish to the point wherever she finishes.
Same.
But anyways, the next day in the workroom, we kind of get a little bit of a moment with Miss Vanjie, and she's feeling the pressure of the competition and has a little moment. She has her little cry, and she feels like she's letting RuPaul down and the fans down, that she's because Ru brought her back and she hasn't won anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing, I'm sure. Like, you were handpicked, first of all, by RuPaul. You went home first, and then RuPaul said, come back. So that is a lot of pressure. But, Vanjie, I'm hoping that she can harness it in the future and just really turn it out and stay out of her head. RuPaul likes Vanjie for who Vanjie is, and I think that a lot of the queens forget that when they're there in the moment.
Yeah, and I feel like with Vanjie too, I don't feel like she's underperformed. Like, I think Vanjie has done exactly what a lot of the fans thought she would do. Like, she's really funny. Like, anytime she has an acting challenge or performance challenge, she slays it. Mm-hmm. Her looks have been, okay / underwhelming at times.
Yeah, mostly safe.
I don't think like she's been a disaster or anything. I think it's just kind of like Ru said in an earlier episode. She's got like a personality, kind of like Alyssa Edwards, where it's like she just is hilarious. She can just be herself and it's fun to be around her. So I don't think she's been a disappointment. So it saddens me to like see her like so hard on herself.
Yeah, she's been doing just fine. She just has to like find that next level up, but she's taking it really hard on herself.
And also too, like, something that I kind of had to remind myself a couple different times during this episode is like, this is the storyline that they're selling to us, that she's doing poorly, quote unquote, or not living up to Ru's expectations. But that's just the storyline they're trying to sell. Like, we don't, as viewers, like, you don't have to buy into what they're trying to sell you, because like what Jamal and Stoney said, like, she hasn't been doing a bad job. She hasn't done anything like too crazy outstanding, but she's been really solid throughout the entire competition.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I've also not buying into this whole Nina West is like doing poorly thing, because honestly, like, she's been doing amazing through the entire competition, and they're not giving her screen time and they are not showing more of her, and it's really upsetting because she's doing a really good job and she's been talking about really important things on the show. It's really upsetting to not see more of her.
Yeah, I feel that fire, because every week, Stoney and I, there's at least 1 or 3 moments where we look over and we're just like, I love Nina. I just love this queen. So I don't know. Like, I don't feel like there hasn't been anything shady with the editing we've seen. But why isn't Nina getting more screen time? Like, she's clearly the Miss Congeniality of the season, and like kind of just like the Den Mother's support. She's educated. She's an artist. She knows drag, classic and modern. She's just a well-rounded queen, and we're not really getting to see a lot of that. I agree with that 100%.
Right. See, she had a rough start, but I think she's really in her stride in the past many episodes.
Yeah, and see, I guess I don't know. Like, I feel like Nina, for the most part, has gotten like a fair edit. I don't know. Like, I felt like she's won a challenge. Like, I thought she's typically been safe. I think like the first week she was like near the bottom or something. But like, I feel like for the most part, like, her critiques have been fair. I don't know.
Like, her critiques and everything are fine. Like, what we've seen of Nina is fine, but I feel like there could be more of her, just because she's so, like, she connects with every cast member. She's so down to earth. She's like an educated queen as far as like drag goes. So like, I feel like they would sneak her more into, the final cut.
Well, this kind of goes into what a lot of people complain about Drag Race, is that they only give people the airtime and the winnings that are like the younger, more like attractive queens or whatever. Like, a lot of times drag, like what Nina does, the high camp drag, doesn't get enough credit on the show, and it's usually because it's like the older queens that are doing it. So maybe, like, I don't know, they think that people won't like relate to like someone like Nina West, or like what's that bitch's name? I don't know why I'm blanking, but like anybody, take any of the older queens.
Or like
Tempest
Tempest du Jour or whatever her name was.
Tempest du Jour. Yeah, Tempest du Jour was good.
Kasha Davis.
That's who I was thinking of.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why I blanked. Yeah, so it's like they're all good people and they're all like high camp, but for some reason that aspect of drag doesn't get recognized as much. You know, usually those are the first couple people that get kicked off. So I guess I should be happy Nina's still here at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to like super drag them over, but it's something that they should definitely be aware of because like the Rue fan base, they're absolutely going up for Nina. So I would like to see more Nina because I feel like she's going to make it to the top.
I hope so. I hope she makes it to at least the top 5, let's say. I mean, I would love to see her win, but the way they're editing her, like maybe she's gonna have some like aha moment that we haven't seen yet. But it's just frustrating because, you know, like, not that I like stan Eureka, but but when she talks about like, she's like, well, I stan Silky because she's the big queen on the season, so she can do no wrong in my eyes. As a bigger queen myself, like, I think I really, you know, admire getting to see Nina and what she has to offer because that's the kind of drag that I kind of grew up watching, and like in actual clubs, not on television. And so I really enjoy her, and she's like what she was talking about in Untucked with, you know, kind of being there for our trans community. I mean, we've talked about that a lot on the show, like, and talking about Matthew Shepard, who we've also talked about a lot. It's just really important to have a voice like hers, and I really think she deserves more. I don't know. That's just maybe that's just me being like too much.
No, I feel it. I agree.
So anyways, sorry, we got a little sidetracked there, but it's been really weighing on me these last couple weeks not being able to talk about it.
Let it out, girl.
I've been so frustrated. So then we get a moment about, you know, Evie kind of goes into her joint condition a little bit more. We kind of discussed that a little bit, but it was just the part I was kind of wanted to touch on a little bit more is she was saying how she had met another person with her condition that was only 10 years older than her, and they were like in a wheelchair and like were having like health issues and stuff like that. So to think of Evie like that in 10 years, that's not really that much time considering she's only 24.
Yeah, that's really scary to think about. And I'm sure, you know, of course it's very real for Evie. The way my mind works, it's like with modern medicine, I wonder if that person that was in the wheelchair, you know, how are they taking care of themselves? Like, are there any preventative measures to kind of hold off those types of needs with this condition? Like, if the person's eating the right food, eating real food, taking care of themselves, can this offset those effects of the disease? Because I don't know if I'm ready to see Evie like that.
Yeah, that was really scary to me. I didn't like that conversation, to be honest. I was just like, no, like, this can't happen.
It's like so life though. Like sometimes you just get a raw hand, like a raw deal, and it's much harder for some of us. So I'm hoping that Evie's story doesn't end like that just because she is so vibrant, and I feel like she was put, you know, on earth to be giving us what she's giving us right now.
And I love her attitude too. Like, she's so positive about it. She was like, if I have to go on stage in a wheelchair, like, bitch, that's what I'm gonna do. So like, hell yeah, I would go see Evie in a wheelchair doing drag.
Yeah,
I would be
for
there
sure.
for it.
Yeah,
for sure, of course.
Oh man, wow, we're getting like really deep here. Let's try and lighten up the mood a little bit. So we get to the main challenge. Rue introduces it in her gold-plated dress.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I loved her dress, that was sickening. But the reason why I brought this up, because I know we've talked about it before, is the way she like has her face painted. Her upper lip kind of like gets lost on television. I think I figured it out this time though, because I was really paying attention.
What's the tea?
So this is what I think. I'm not sure whoever's painting her face. I think it's like Delta Work or
it's Raven and Delta.
Raven. Okay. Well, what they're doing that I don't personally enjoy, I guess Rue likes it because she's okayed it to go on TV, but so this is what I see. So around her bottom lip is more of a coral, like more of a redder, like
tone,
and then on the top lip, it's like a brown that's more similar to her skin tone.
Oh,
and with some sort of like a sheen on it. I don't know if it's just like lip gloss or something to make like the top part of her.
It must
like
be a good gloss.
Yeah, so it like kind of shines a little bit.
Yeah.
So her upper lip gets kind of lost, and it kind of like, I don't know, it just really takes me out when I see her face.
It's probably the intensity of those lights, because if you have like a good gloss on and it catches that light, it can almost like have a whiteout effect.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening to me. It just kind of like, it's not the same Rue face I'm used to looking at, basically.
Yeah, I know it's Raven and or Delta.
Well, Raven, Delta, if you guys are listening to this, can you please fix her lipstick? Everything else looks fine.
And I feel like it might be more Raven, because we know Raven lives for a nude lip, a nude, juicy lip at that.
What would Raven say?
It's
Boots.
definitely in Raven's color palette. Yeah.
That's right.
All right, so now we're at the team challenges. So like I said, we'll just kind of quickly talk about each team. Let's start with Team Akira. What did you guys think? It's the first one with all the cute pink outfits, and the Brooklyn, and you guys know who's on her team.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this challenge, but I thought that both teams, especially the first team, turned it out, because we're like, okay, Draglympics, like, we've been very America these past couple episodes. What is this going to be?
Yeah.
So I thought that the energy and the way it all came together, it was very hard to tell with the choreography practice, just because that was a shit show and all over. But, that's Drag Race. That's part of it. But in the end, this first team, they really brought it together. Like, I was excited to watch. I really enjoyed most of the performances. I didn't have many bad things to say. I just liked what I was watching. As a viewer, I was having fun.
Yeah,
definitely.
I thought this was the stronger team going in, just based off who was on it.
Yeah.
But I thought they did a really good job. I guess I don't really have like any specific notes about it. Like, it was just like your typical like Drag Race, like
it was
dance
high
challenge.
energy. Everybody brought their A game. Everybody had a moment. It was cute.
Yeah, my one criticism of the first team, though, was I thought they kind of started off a little sloppy and a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was kind of, looking back, a lot to do with Silky, like, hurting herself. Not Silky. Evie was like hurting, like when she hurt her foot and stuff like that, because you could tell she was kind of supposed to be doing like a lot of flips and like different features, and she hurt herself, so she wasn't able to do them quite right. But then once we kind of got past that section, I thought everything like really got into place. Everything was solid. Their fanography was good. They did great at voguing. Like, there wasn't anything to stand out about their performance, but other than the fact that they did start a little bit shaky.
Yeah, and I think that's too, it's just kind of that intel will kind of make or break your experience, because we knew that Evie was having some trouble with her illness, and made it, we knew what to look for. So
yeah.
If like you're in choreo practice and they say keep smiling and moving and they'll never know, it's very true. If Evie hadn't brought up she was having issues with her illness this episode, we probably would have thought it was just fine. We just kind of
That's
were
true.
Looking out for her well-being. We were just like, oh gosh, like, I hope she gets through this. So of course you're gonna notice that.
Yeah, absolutely. So then next we have Team Plastique, which I guess has a few other people, like Scarlett, that herself even admits that she can't dance. So what did you guys think about Scarlett and her team? Well, Plastique's team.
I thought, they didn't do bad. I thought it was a little lackluster compared to the first team for sure. And it's just because I think what it comes down to is just the energy. Like, the energy was a little lower with this team. They didn't do a terrible job. They just could have turned it up a little bit more. We lost Plastique. We lost Raja. You're a performer. If you're on Drag Race, one of the trickiest things is kind of like when you're giving a presentation at work. Like, even if you are feeling lost or you don't know what's going on or you're not sure, you can't let that register on your face, because if people see you thinking through every little step of the way, it's going to kind of dim that light for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting them to be pretty bad just based off like the rehearsals and stuff.
Shit.
But I actually think they did like a pretty good job overall. Like, I thought they were way more solid than what I thought they were going to be. I thought Scarlett was struggling, but you can tell she improved based off of like what she was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, she did fall in the background, but she did fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, it wasn't great.
She got through it, girl. She got through it.
I don't know.
She got up.
I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was as nearly as bad as like I was kind of expecting it to be based on the rehearsal. One thing that maybe could have been improved was that maybe having all the same wig color or a similar wig color, because that kind of like threw it off a little bit as far as being a team competition.
Yeah.
Not to say that anyone's wig was bad. I liked Vanjie's blue wig, actually. You could tell that she was a little bit more nervous based on, she didn't want to disappoint Rue. So you could tell like she was kind of a little bit nervous going into the performance.
Yeah, and she almost had it until we got to that runway, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, I thought Nina was serving face the whole time. I didn't really see too many times that she missed choreography, really, but I loved at the end when she was selling, she sells lots of campy face.
I love
gestures.
Nina's
I love
expressions.
It.
Like, I just live for those moments because, like they said, Nina's not the best dancer, but she was not the worst performer. And she stood out to me for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, the top two, I know everyone was in the bottom because that was a losing team, but just for that one team, I think the tops for me were Vanjie and Nina.
Same. Yeah. I would agree with that.
Agreed.
Also, too, we didn't mention in Team Ikuria, but Silky did miss some dance moves. I could see some moments where she was not hitting the motions. And every time, because in the rehearsal, one of the big things they were putting big spotlight on was she was having trouble getting up from parts of the dance where she was on the floor. And I noticed every moment that she would have to get up from the floor, they would cut away to make her look better, basically.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that too, actually, because I was looking out for Silky just to see like what was going to happen. But I noticed they like cut away from her a lot. So, I mean, definitely, right. I think she was probably the weaker one on that team. So yeah.
And this is, again, that's like just sort of a way to show you guys like they're selling us a story in a package. So you don't always have to believe because Silky was on the winning team doesn't mean she did sickening this week. She didn't do horrible.
Right.
She didn't do bad at all, but she definitely was not the strongest on the team. So when we get to later in the episode, when they try and tell me like, oh, Nina, you weren't like hitting all the points. Like, Nina's not a dancer. It's like, Nina did just fine. She's a campy queen. Like, she'll sell it even if she doesn't hit the exact maneuver. Mm-hmm. And even if she wasn't hitting things, I didn't notice it at all.
Nope, I agree. Did not notice anything awry with Nina's performance. It's a great example.
So just watch the show, but you can interpret it for yourself and you can kind of digest it in your own way. You don't have to necessarily accept what the producers are trying to sell us.
Yeah.
By all means, use your brain.
That's like my message for this podcast. But anyways, so we're at a stopping point now. We've been kind of talking quite a bit, so I think maybe we'll just take a quick moment and take some refills, and then we'll be back to you to talk about the runway.
Yes, queen.
Bring it to the runway. All right, you guys, we'll be right back. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to our podcast so far. Thanks for coming. Right now, we're probably refilling our drinks, or maybe even gluing down our lashes again. While you wait, here's some things that you should check out.
Yeah, remember everyone, you can email us, tfcpod@gmail.com, and tfcpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not my real dad, and you never will be. Anyways, back to the show. All right, you guys, welcome back to our Honesty Spill of the Week, where we will continue the episode by talking about the runways. So the category this week is All That Glitters.
I wasn't sure, if I misinterpreted the challenge category or if the queens did. I was just looking for glitter, but, there's also that saying, all that glitters isn't gold. Is it supposed to be a play on that phrase?
Oh, yeah. Only stars can break the mold, right?
Yeah.
Somebody once told me that the world is going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. That Smash Mouth song?
Oh, man.
Is that where you're going, Jamal?
I guess.
Yeah, was this challenge inspired by Smash Mouth?
They bring Smash Mouth out to play in the corner of the stage for the runway.
How fucking random would that be?
Oh god, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Definitely this week, all the glitters was gold. We did see a lot of gold on the runway, which I wasn't really mad about because, I mean, technically it's sparkly.
It's shiny, yeah.
All right, so let's get into the looks. We have our short podcast has turned into a normal podcast for us. So first, let's start with Akira Davenport. What do you guys think about her look?
Oh, this was so regal. Like, I mean, instant just shit on the stage. Like, whoever walks after Akira is going to know that Akira was there. Like, she's just like oozing all over the stage. It was a beautiful gown. The detail was there. There was like various textures. It was very gorgeous to look at and watch.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was great that she started out first because she kind of like set the tone for the runway looks, and I thought it was just very classy look from her, so I really appreciated it.
Super classy. Love the hair tone too.
Yeah, she definitely had that hair. It was a little bit of a RuPaul-esque wig. And you guys know normally I'm not a fan of the mermaid tail dress, but those gold feathers were the tea. I was there for it. I did see she posted that was actually a dress she already owned, and it was all gold, but the top feathers were gold, and then there was a layer of pink and a layer of purple or blue feathers on it. But then for this look, she made all gold feathers. So I thought it was interesting.
That's cool. She
Yeah.
switched it up like that.
You'll have to look for that on the Twitters. All right, next we have Brooklyn Heights serving us Golden Age of Hollywood. What do you guys think of Brooklyn?
I really liked this look. I thought it was very classy. I actually really enjoy gold. If there were a choice between silver and gold jewelry, I will almost always pick gold. And that's just because silver gives me weird reactions sometimes.
Yeah.
But whenever I see gold, I think of like kind of like the regal old Egyptian times, just like how their royalty just wore so much gold. So flash forward and take it to like kind of like an Americanized, North Americanized view, and it's kind of got that classy kind of tone about it. I thought it was really cute.
I don't know. Gold isn't like my favorite color, to be honest. So like this challenge I didn't think was like my favorite runway, but I thought this look was fine. Like it wasn't my fave, but I thought she did good. I don't know. I wasn't like standing for it or anything.
The bow is really cool.
I don't know why, but now that we're talking about royalty and gold, I'm really kind of upset that we totally missed like a Beyonce and gold member, Austin Powers gold member look. Like I'm Foxy Cleopatra, and like because she had like that gold dress on, and I don't know.
She did. It was in gold member.
Yes, girl. Oh well. Hashtag things I'll do when I'm on Drag Race. Let's start that hashtag. So next we have Silky Nutmeg Ganache in her church lady jumpsuit, and I really don't have too much to say, so I'll let Jamal and Stoney take it away. But what I will say is I believe in a separation of church and drag, so that's my statement.
I'll save you both some time. Trash.
Oh my god, you stole my like what I was gonna say because I
Wow.
hated this look.
What are we gonna do?
I think we should just move on because Silky like definitely, I don't know. I hope she was prepared
Church
to
lady,
lip sync.
my ass. What the hell was this outfit blessed by? Not Drag Race.
Yeah, I'm not here for what she's selling me. I'm trying to say that in a nice way because, if we have people that are like super religious and into Christianity, that's totally fine. That's your thing. But
we're not
and this is a
shitting on the
thing too-
description. We're shitting on the outfit. It
I
wasn't
thought
well
the dress
executed.
was bad. It was just all it was like a gold dress with a big cross on it.
Right. Don't you all forget about Monet Exchange's moment on the runway when she had that kind of suit skirt look on with like the church lady hat, and it was gorgeous. We all stand for it. We are not shitting on it because it's related to the church. This was just a bad outfit.
Yeah.
Period.
So I feel like we've said enough about Silky. So to move on to a more a really good look. What do you guys think about Evie Oddly's look?
Yay. Always having fun, Evie. I like how she embraced the kind of like hiccup and her injury this week. And I like that it was very cool in the sense that you didn't know she had a cane when she had first got up there. And then she pulled it from in between her legs. Like she's always given you that element of surprise. And that's very fun and entertaining. Even when she's not at her absolute best, I think she's still slayed.
Yeah, I really liked this. I thought with her ankle injury, it made it honestly kind of like more interesting in a way, just like to see her like hobbling around with the cane. I loved like as she was like leaving the stage, she like revealed her ass. That was even more hilarious.
That was so funny.
So I don't know. I can
appreciated
do no wrong.
her gold grills too.
Yeah, I loved her gold sunglasses. I thought those were really good. I liked her spooky makeup with the gold flakes that were a part of the look. And yeah, I loved when she pulled the cane out. She's not letting her injury stop her. She's really like showing that she can take the punches and roll with them. And this was one of the looks where when she first came out, I was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. So I was like really, really, really living for her runway look.
This is just something I'd wear around the house, cleaning or entertaining.
Yeah. And I know a lot of the girls in Untucked were kind of like shitting on her look, but I don't get it. I don't know why they were so pressed about it.
I think they're just pressed because no one really knows what to make of Evie, because you can't really say what you're going to get from her. And I think it scares them a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they're just jealous because I don't know. It's just a different aesthetic. They don't know what to do with it. But so next we have Suga Kane, and I kind of wanted to take the lead on this one because I've really praised Suga before for her runway looks when she did her Native American look a few weeks ago. And when she came out, I literally she walks out and like turns the corner, and I literally had to just pause the video because I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Like I just wanted to look at it. It was just amazing. Like she had the gold jumpsuit, the feathers coming off her headpiece, the feathers on her shoulder. I was just like living for her look. Like her and Evie were it for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know what to make of Suga's look. I feel like I liked the foundation of the outfit. I think I would like to have seen the feathers oriented a little differently, or like edited down a smidge on the shoulders at least. The headpiece can stay if we lose a little bit of the shoulders, but I thought it was a good look.
I don't know if I really liked this. It was almost like, I don't know if you saw the Twitter. I actually tweeted for the first time during this episode.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Stoney, y'all.
But I thought she looked like Goldar from the Power Rangers.
I mean, she definitely had like sort of like, I guess maybe more of an Egyptian look to her, I guess you would maybe say, or like, sort of like a fictional Power
Aztec-y.
Rangers mythical character. I don't know. I guess we have different tastes because I absolutely lived for Suga's look this week. And I'm not biased because she's on my team because she didn't give me any points this week, but but it's fine.
And I will say I don't hate the look. I would just say that I was kind of like about it. Like I didn't really know.
Just a smidge of editing for me, but I didn't hate the look either.
All right. Well, agree to disagree. Moving on. We have Plastique Tiara, who I really did like her look a lot, but I guess maybe if we're doing a top 3, I can loop her into it. So what did you guys think of Plastique?
I really enjoyed this look. Like usually when the runways happen, most of the time I'm live tweeting the night of Drag Race, but when the runways happen, I like to kind of take it all in and see what's happening, then respond. But I had to tweet, and it was like, "Oh, Plastique, you slay, bitch!" Like I was loving this look. It was just enough. It was a little too much, but just enough.
Yeah.
All the elements came together for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked the look. I really liked the headpiece that she had with like the golden hair. That was probably my favorite part about it. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was definitely one of her better looks this season.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Basically echo what you guys have said already. One thing I will add though was what I was getting, the vibe I was getting from this was ancient Greece, and I really liked her little arrows headpiece a lot.
Yes.
So that's what I was getting from her look.
100%.
And Eros is the god of desire, so it kind of makes sense with Plastique and her whole like persona.
Come on, education.
Yes, come through Greece, come through Eros. Work.
We live.
Let's just throw in all of the gigs. So, all right, moving on, we have Raja O'Hara. I'll maybe step in here so you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I was getting echoes of Lady Gaga and also Jasmine Masters from the Hollis Slay episode.
Oh, wow. Great recall. Yeah.
When she was basically had the golden bag over her head.
I didn't hate Raja's look. I thought it was actually really cute. I like the headpiece because you can see through and her face was fully beat. So, and that's important. If you're going to do an element like that, we still need to like see that you're not cutting corners, like you're actually doing the gig. So I appreciated that. I thought it was cute from Raja this week.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was like a pretty good look from her. And I always feel like Raja turns out solid looks. Like, I don't know, for me, I always think that she does a pretty good job on the runway. So I thought it was another solid job this week.
For sure. I mean, she was definitely not one of my favorites. I think her look was okay, like safe, but it wasn't anything to like remember really to me. I did like her wig though. Like when she took off the headpiece, I actually liked it a little bit more, but then it was like really basic. Anyways, moving on, we have Miss Vanjie serving us Playboy Bunny for the second runway in a week.
Melted Playboy Bunny. Like, girl, come on. Like, okay, Vanjie.
This was like probably the worst we've seen Vanjie since she got eliminated last season.
Our skin tones need to match. First of all, put the fucking glitter away and give us a look. Like, I love glitter, girl, but you are killing it for me. Like, if I see glitter one more time, I might actually pull out my left eyeball.
Yeah, I mean,
well, at least you still got one.
I feel like this is almost like reminiscent of like Shangelo when she returned, like on like her season 3, I think it was, when she returned.
When she wore the 3 big discs on her and covering her entire body.
Well, no, I mean just like the season in general, like how like Shangela like got eliminated early, and then like she came back her second season, gave us like kind of like not very good looks either. So maybe like Vanjie's destined for like All Stars 8 or something. I don't know.
I want Vanjie to turn it out, but she just like needs to give us a different shape. Like, it's not that hard, is it? Like, give me a different shape. Consistency. Your skin tone should match. You're a person of color. This is very important.
Also, this is the first week she did not wear a shade of red. Last week we did get orange, which is still technically sort of related to red. So, coincidence, if you don't wear red, you're going to be in the bottom.
Red and a platinum wig, right?
And yeah, I don't know. I hope I need to see something else from her. It just sucks. Like, I feel like we've seen the same look from her all season long. So like, I just need something different from her.
I'm pulling my tough love card. Vanjie needs to do something else, or I'm going to start to like really get bored.
So she's sort of starting to fall into the zone where Ariel was, is what I'm kind of hearing. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't want her to. I hope I'm proved wrong.
Okay. On the runway, but in the challenges, I still think
that's true.
Vanjie
we should clarify
something that nobody else can bring.
We should clarify. This is just the runway. Challenges, mini challenges are great.
Yes, definitely. All right. So next we have Miss Nina West in her Golden Viking drag. What did you guys think?
This was a little meh for me. I think the judges hit it spot on. We just need to see a little more shaping from Nina. A little less boobage, a little more hippage, just to, you know, give us that classic figure, especially for a big girl. Like, give us all of the hills and valleys, girl.
Yeah,
I mean,
girl.
I liked it, but so I like the campiness of it. I love that she brings every week we see something completely new and
her
like
makeup was really
different
good
than everyone else. It's not just like boilerplate, like here I'm just gonna like put this on. Like, it's always got a unique story to it. It's always interesting. But I do agree with the judges that I think the proportionizing thing and just like maybe like having more of a shape, because I thought that too, like even in the first episode she had like a lot of problems with just like getting her shape right, because she like tends to like make herself like more top heavy than what she really is. So I feel like it just comes across like not as aesthetically pleasing, I guess, to the eye.
It's just looking for that extra little bit of polish, and she's not far off. She's like, I feel like she's gonna nail it. I really see Nina getting to the top. I really do.
So It's like sort of like Latrice's friend when they were doing the makeover challenge last All Stars, and her friend came out with like heavy shoulder pads and like no hips.
Yeah, basically.
I don't think Nina's nearly like quite at that level, but I can kind of see what where the critiques were going from that. All the critiques aside, I thought that she looked really horny.
She looked. Oh no. Yeah, those are some big horns, girl.
Yes. But I really was living for it, kind of what Stoney was saying. She always comes out telling us a story, and while the shape was not quite there, the fact that she was telling us a story, we all understood it, and that it was like cohesive. I think that she should not have been so close to the bottom. I thought she was maybe like a safe or a higher safe for me, because I liked her hair. It looked really nice, like when she took off the helmet, and I did like her big boobs. Like, even in the mini challenge when she was in the exercise outfit, like she had really big boobs on, and I think because she is a bigger girl, I think that really works for her.
I think it does too, and
But
she
still
turns out a
proportion.
good. Yeah, the proportioning is really it, because she always turns out good makeup. She gives you the character. She gives you the personality. I think Nina can take this note and soar, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next week.
Definitely. All right, so last but not least, Scarlett and V. What did you guys think about her?
So for me, like, I like the look. I think I agree that it was a little basic. One thing that I've noticed with Scarlett, and I am a huge Scarlett fan. Like, I really do like her. I think she has a lot to bring to the show, but I think on her runway looks, I felt like a lot of the times, like, she could benefit from using like some padding or something, because I feel like she comes out a lot of times just like in her boy body, which is she's in very good shape. Like, she looks great, but
Yeah.
like, sometimes with drag, like, it's nice to have like that exaggerated like shape, and I feel like if she went out with like some more padding, I don't know if she's using any now, but it doesn't look like much if she is. I think that could help her a lot, because her dress was fine. I thought it felt very basic because there was no shape. It was just like gold, and it looked nice, but that was pretty much it.
I was basically getting, like, Raja said it right on Fashion Photo Review. It's like I was getting golden Lana Del Rey. Like, there's nothing wrong with this look. Like, she looked absolutely gorgeous, but
Right.
I just think it was the wrong category. It wasn't enough for the category, and it did not land. I enjoyed it, but it didn't fit for me.
Yeah, and I know early in the episode I told you guys, I was like, I was right, she's the filler queen. And really, Scarlett, like, I don't really live for her, but there's still something about her that I still want to see her succeed. So while she's not necessarily like my thing, like, I still kind of want to see her succeed.
Yeah. I think that she's going to do really well after Drag Race. Stoney brought up for a moment while we were watching this, Rue is not going to send both of them home. Like, maybe she'll save both of them. So in the end, I think because of that, thanks, Tony, I was like, oh no, like, Scarlett's like really gone. But I think that she'll be able to recover from this, and definitely future All-Star season candidate. This is one that I would support.
I could see that too.
I thought so too. Like, I feel like I don't know, like, I felt like she had a fun personality, and she brought a lot of interesting things to the show. Like, I feel like I would want to see her back again, because I think she could bring something different than her first time, because I think she could like grow from what she did. And she was kind of like a bitchy villain, which I appreciate that. Like, was just kind of, I like that part of her.
Yeah, that was another great. Stoney has like gems. While, like, if we can just record while we're actually watching the episode, he says like so many amazing things. Like,
oh, nice.
Scarlett is an evil Disney princess, or like the new evil queen. Like, that's Scarlett, because she's gorgeous, right? She can't really do any wrong, but she's still wrong.
Yeah. Sorry, girl. Which brings me to our next plot point, which is the fact that she and Raja end up in the bottom two. All of Team Ikuria won, so they're all safe. And Ikuria, she actually won the whole entire competition, which I agree with. I think that she was really good.
She had a great week. She was a mini challenge winner, the main challenge winner. She slayed the runway. Well deserved.
Yes, and that leaves Team Plastique in the bottom. And of course, Rue asked them, like, who do you think should go home? They all say Scarlett, which, holy shit, that just has to be such a hard thing to stand there and listen to. And we kind of said it earlier. I think she handled it really well, and we'll talk about the untucked part of this conversation in our live stream on Wednesday. But yeah,
Yes.
she had to say someone, and she said Raja. So I mean, she's not going to say herself, girl. Then of course she's going home.
Right.
Yeah, that had to have been hard hearing your name like from every person. Like I feel like it's always one of those things. It's like a pile on too. Like you don't want to like stand out, so you're just going to say like what the other person said. So the fact that the first person said Scarlett, they're all just going to say it. So
I was kind of expecting more of a split between Raja and Scarlett, so I was a little bit shocked everyone said Scarlett, because Raja has been in the bottom 2 times already, and she has not really served like any looks that are like so good that I think she should be staying in the competition.
yeah,
I don't know.
I think she's gonna be that queen that makes it to like final 5, and you're like, why is she still here?
Yeah, the Eureka of every season she was on.
Basically.
Why is she
Yeah.
still here? But yeah, so
much.
those 2 are in the bottom. They get to lip sync to Last Dance by Donna Summer. I freaked out a bunch because I love Donna Summer and the song's amazing and it makes sense for gold.
Such a classic song. I work out to the song to this day.
Yeah. And I was watching Pit Stop with Manila and Eureka, and they were saying like this song was made for Raja, and I think that I don't know, maybe I'm gonna in the wrong, but I actually think that Scarlett should have won the lip sync because she did pull out some stunts. I really liked, she had a little trouble with her reveal, but she got it off in time to hit the beat with her like kicking the dress off the stage. And she also had the moment with the gold glitter that I thought was really like amazing. And I saw Miss Raja pulling the same move she did for the 6-person lip sync, where she basically tried to stand in front of Scarlett to block her and kind of like diminish the moment for her.
Yeah. I thought Scarlett's energy, like I actually couldn't tell who was going to stay, because there was part of me that was like, oh, well, maybe this is Raja's moment. Like she's about to be gone, because she has been in the bottom a lot, in the words of Scarlett.
Yeah.
But I thought Scarlett's energy was there. I could see how they would give it to Raja, but I don't know.
I mean,
I just wanted that double saves. Thanks,
I
Tony.
yeah, I wanted the double save kind of too. Like Raja is a solid performer. I don't want to like say that she deserved to go home, because honestly, like Raja like does a decent job. She's kind of like, in my opinion, Raja is like one of those queens. Like she is kind of like a jack of all trades but master of none.
Yes.
Kind of like she's not bad at anything, but she's not like outstanding at anything.
Completely respect Raja's drag.
But yeah, so I'm not upset that she didn't, that she was safe. But I do think like Scarlett, like props to you. Like you didn't just like go out like Charlie Hyde style. Like you went out like pulling out all the shit, and like you cut down your dress like jumpsuit style, and then like threw glitter everywhere. Like good for you, girl. Like you weren't giving up. So
No, yeah, for sure.
And while I do think that Scarlett won, I do think that Raja is a good drag queen. But what really puts me off from Raja is how petty she is. And in a lot of moments, like in Untucked, which I don't know, maybe we'll talk about on the show. But it's just like, like let Scarlett have her moment. She brought this stunt. Let her have her moment. You don't have to stand in front of her to block her from view. Like Raja actually slipped and fell off stage, so that was
Yeah. I actually thought about that. It was like, isn't that against the rules? Like if you leave the stage, technically like you go home.
Right.
So what was that about?
I mean, definitely. Like when I talk about Raja, I'm talking about her performances only. Like if I talked about her personality, like she drives me fucking nuts. Like I don't
Me
like
too.
her, but I think like as a queen, like in her performances, I think she does a solid job. It's just her
Yeah.
personality is very grating to me.
Yeah. Also, just before we go, I thought that it was kind of another point to maybe quickly talk about is that it was really kind of tough and hard to see Miss Vanjie having such a hard week this week, I thought, because she has such a talented queen. It was just kind of like hard as a viewer to watch her struggle.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same. It's like, oh no, hang in there, girl, because I get it. Like, Seth and I both, we play instruments. We went to IU where, sure, it's like Indiana University, but their music school is pretty intense. I started in that school as well as a lot of my good friends. And, Stoney graduated from the business school, which is another top school at that university. So I get the idea of this pressure and not feeling like you can live up to it. It can be a lot. So I'm hoping that she's just having this moment and she's going to bounce back. And you have to acknowledge that darkness and those shadows. Otherwise, you can't really progress. So I'm hoping this works out in Vanjie's favor. She's got that out of her system, and she's going to shock us with some amazing gorgeousness next week on the runway.
Definitely. I'm hoping that she really comes out of her funk and really gives us a good week next week. All right. So to move on, normally we would talk about something from Untucked, but do you guys just want to maybe save that for our live stream since we've kind of been going on for so long this week?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
definitely be there, queens. Stoney and I have dinner plans on Wednesday, but we should be there on time.
Yes. And if not, maybe I'll just start, and then when they get there, we'll loop them in. I don't know. It'll be at the normal time. You'll get some variation of us or all of us.
Yes.
There's a lot to talk about. This Untucked was pretty insane. So I envision a very lively discussion on Instagram Live. So again, for those of you that haven't tuned in yet, we go live on Wednesdays now, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And we just talk about Untucked, basically. There's a lot to talk this week, so it might be a pretty decent live. So make sure you bring a drink, bring some snacks, bring a friend, and we're just going to have a good time.
Yes, and check out the Instagram too, because we save the lives on our story, so tune in.
Yeah, if you miss it, you can still watch it. We're still trying to figure out a way to be able to save these and maybe post them in the future, but until we figure all that out, catch us on the IG. All right, so moving on to an essential segment that we can't skip over, even though I'd like to this week, is the Fantasy League. Let's listen to Stoney break down all the points and who's really soaring this week. Hint, it's not me.
Okay, girl, let's get into this. So we had 2 mini challenge winners this week. So Akiria and Plastique won the mini challenge. So Jamal gets 10 points apiece for both of them.
Yes.
The main challenge winner this week was Akiria. So Jamal gets another 20 points.
Thanks, girl.
Yes.
We all get 5 points for our queens on the show. Seth and Jamal had 3 queens. I had 4. So 15 and 20. Yay.
Math.
And then Raja's coming through with winner of the bottom 2 lip sync. So I get another 10 points. So that leaves us after 6 episodes.
Wait. Do you also get points for Michelle telling Miss Vanjie to stop relying on her body?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that counts.
I actually forgot about that because we gave
I'm helpful.
Good call, Queen. We actually discussed that. We
Okay.
actually talked about that.
Yeah,
Points where points are
y'all.
due.
So I get 10 points because Vanjie's relying on that body.
Yeah.
Yes.
So after 6 episodes, I am in the lead with 245 points.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Jamal is in second with 205 points.
Oh, cute.
Making moves, girl.
And Seth is very close to Jamal at 195 points.
Yes.
Oh, no.
For the third week in a row, I've got no points.
I'm here for you, girl, but you stay right there.
All my peeps have been safe or kind of in the middle. So it's I don't know. Maybe my queens should suck or do a little bit better.
Well, the interesting thing is now after this episode, we all have 3 queens in the game, which is kind of crazy because we all had 5 at one point.
It's very even playing field,
It's very
too.
even. And we all have
Decent
people,
queens.
Yeah, we all have people that like are potential winners. So
It'll all come down to the final finish line.
Yes.
Word.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, let's just cut off there so that we can still do our trade and not make this forever long. All right, you guys. Just grab another drink and we'll be back very shortly.
Trade.
All right, you guys, welcome back to our trade section. It's obviously the sexiest segment in all of podcast history. So let's go ahead and get into it right away, you guys. Which one of you would like to share your trade first?
All right, we'll keep this short this week. So I actually just started following my trade. His name is Miko Valentino, all one word on Instagram. It's not my typical kind of trade profile, y'all. Like, you know, this profile has substance. He travels. He's about wellness. He's about that lifestyle. So lots of beautiful pics. Recent posts include him in the New York City Botanical Garden and a fierce top and some very well-fitting jeans. So I live for shots like that. And yeah, he's just a very handsome guy, a great profile. I'm into it. And he also told me I was handsome. So extra points to you.
Oh,
10 points to Miko
Wow.
Valentino this week
Yeah.
on the Fantasy League.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. So check him out, y'all. Find him in the show notes.
Yeah, I would really recommend looking at his profile because, like what Jamal said, his pictures are like all so good. They're not like typical thought like trade pictures, but they are just like really well taken pictures and like it's really good. So check him out.
Special mention, like he has a shot in the place where they filmed America's Next Top Model season 7 between Carrie D and Melanie. He has a photo in that exact spot, and that was one of my favorite runways on that show. So
Word. I'll take your word for it.
cultured trade, I live.
Yes. What about you, Stoney?
okay. So my trade this week, his Instagram handle is my name _ already _ taken.
What a clever queen.
Great start.
But yeah, he lives in Berlin. He's an ex dancer, but he is friends with Dan Savage and Terry. Terry is Dan Savage's husband.
One of my old trades.
But yeah, he's just a good looking guy. Like has.
Oh yeah, I want to follow him.
He just, I don't know, like he has a very like nice bone structure on his face too. I'm just
He's
like,
very
damn.
handsome.
So I don't know, just follow the person. I don't have anything
What
else
a
to say.
unique widow's peak too.
He shows a lot of pubic hair too. I don't know why that's what I noticed, but
Did you share that with us so I can like just follow him?
I already did, girl.
Okay, I'm gonna follow
yeah,
him.
check the inbox, girl.
She's thirsty.
Yeah. Quality trade from Stoney also. No memes, so this is a safe one. Also public profile, so we're like really on point here.
This is a win week for Stone.
Whatever, girl. Memes are my life.
This is a wonderful welcome back to the podcast. All right, so my trade is actually pretty mysterious. So, you know, as you guys know, obviously, I have been traveling through Italy and France, and we actually do plan on doing like a little mini episode. I need a little bit of time to like just get back into my life and get everything straightened out. So it's not going to come out this week, maybe next week, but trust and believe when it's ready and quality that I would love to put out into the world, we'll let you guys know. But so my trade this week is an ode to all of the really, really hot Italian men and Frenchmen that I've seen. So I actually took a stalker pic of this really hot Italian guy. I'm sorry, this was in France. So I actually took a really hot picture of this French guy when me and my friend Rachel were on the French Riviera. So check the IG this weekend and you'll get to see him. But he is like, you know, dark hair, you know, like skinny as fuck because like everyone in Europe is apparently like really fucking skinny.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It was insane. I was like, I just don't get it. Like I'm like 4 times the size of every guy in this country. Anyways, so but yeah, so check the IG. He's like was really cute. He was being kind of weird and like walking around the same spot like he was gonna buy drugs or something, but I don't care. He was really hot. So this is my ode to all the hot French and Italian guys out there. So check the IG story. That's my trade.
Yes,
I don't know anything about him, his name, or what he does. I can't go into much more.
That's enough.
All right, you guys. Well, this has been a real fun week. I'm happy to be back. I am, of course, we'll put out a little travel vlogs style thing where Stoney and Jamal and I will all just kind of talk about the trip. They can like ask me questions, and I'll kind of say all the things that we did. Of course, lots of call me by your name talk, of course. But yeah, so that's kind of our week. Is there anything else that we should tell people?
Nope. Insta Live on Wednesdays. Catch us on social media at TFC Pod. Instagram and Twitter mostly. Facebook, we're there, girl, but we're not really there. You get my drift.
Yeah.
We're also available now on TuneIn, Blueberry, and Spreaker, and we're in the works of being on iHeartRadio. So keep a lookout on the Twitter feed for that, and check the website for all of the links. They're up to date and ready for you to click and listen.
And you can always check on the scores and who's on our teams and stuff like that there too. So I know that was one of Nick's criticisms because he forgot who was on whose team. So you guys can check all that out online.
Yes.
And before Nick tries me, just you wait, Nick. Some of us are growers, not showers. So just wait till the end of the season and we'll see how good my team does.
I love that line.
All right, you guys. Well, that was another week at Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast. Thank you guys for hanging in there. If you listen to the whole episode, it is a little bit longer than we usually do, and hopefully I'll have it edited in time. But yeah, we love you guys, and thanks for coming. But until next week, bye.
Bye.